YouTube, Calcifer050 here with take 3 of my updated Karakuri deck list. It's taken a few changes, a fair few changes, mostly to the trap department, because I'm not playing Raw with the Decree anymore. But anyway, I'll show you what's going on. I run 3 of the big guy. Now, I run 3 Haipa because it's the main beat stick of the deck. It's a 2100 point hitter, and a lot of people I've played forget about its effect that it switches to defense mode when attacked. So they sit there thinking, he's got a 2100 point beater sitting on the field staring me down, I've got nothing to defeat it. So they usually set something face down. Which is the thing about Karakuris, unless you know that they switch positions, it's kind of hard to get around them. One Kuick. I only run the one because I wanted space for other things. As you can see in the title, it's a Karakuri Salvo, so the space was for another dark monster, which I'll go into later. But it's also great just to have the one because it can, when it destroys a monster, it can resurrect one from your graveyard in defense mode. That's a main phase 2 synchro if ever I heard one. Next, there's 2 Watchdog. Now I run this guy at 2 because I like to use Brionac a lot, but mainly only at 2 because I mainly focus on 7-star synchros. So just yeah. Other than the fact that it's a 4-star tuner, it hasn't got many other uses, as I can never find the right timing to use its effect. 3 Soldier. It's pretty staple to run 3 of these guys in any Karakuri deck. They're your searcher, basically. They get killed, they search another one. Another level 4 or lower Karakuri monster from your deck. Next up, 3 Ninishi, or Beauty as they're commonly referred to. Yeah, the deck. This is the double X Saber Boggart Knight of the deck. I think the deck would still be back at tier 3, maybe tier 2, if it wasn't for these guys. So yeah, 3 of them definitely, maybe 2 if you've got a good reason. Triple strategist, however you want to pronounce it. Now these guys are pretty good because they're very versatile. Not only are they a 3-star tuner, so they can go into your 7-star Karakuri Shoguns easily, but when it hits the field, you can select one monster on the field and change its battle position, including this card. So you summon it, switch its own battle position, you've got a 1600 defense monster sitting there. Okay, that's not too great, but if you've got Karakuri Anatomy on the field, that's an instant token on that. Or if you've got Steel Shogun on the field, that's instantly another card to your hand with his effect. But it's also good because you can play it, switch the position of an opponent's monster, and send one of your other monsters in to kill it. Especially if it's got higher attack points. So, very, very good versatile card that. I run 2 Black Salvo. I did run 3, but I took out 1 for just space for other cards, really. Another trap card I think I changed it for. But yeah, this is what really makes the dark side of my deck work, because when they hit the field, I can bring out a level 4 Dark Machine monster from my graveyard and special summon it. You'll see how that plays in just in a second. 2 Dekoichi. I run them at 2 because I wanted the space for the next card, which I'm going to show you. But when they're, they've got a flip effect to draw a card. That, plus the fact it's a level 4 Dark Machine type, it works really well with Black Salvo, and really helps out the deck, because it can go into my 7-star Shogun, and start off that chain. The next card is Genex Duradark. That's the reason why I don't run 3 Dekoichi, because I'll run one of this guy. He's a level 4 Dark Machine monster, 1800 attack, 200 defense. He's great effect. Once per turn during my main phase, I can select... Oh, no, camera won't focus enough. I can select one face-up attack position monster my opponent controls with the same attribute as this card and destroy it. But this card cannot attack during the same turn. It's a great effect. They've got Red Dragon Archfiend staring you down. You summon this guy, use this effect, bang. No more dragon. They use Dark End Dragon, bang, no more dragon. It could even take down Red Nova, which is just funny. But yeah, this guy's absolutely great. It doesn't have to be any sort of anti-meta sort of thing, it's just an absolutely killer effect. And it works really well with the Black Salvo, because you could resurrect it, use this effect, and then synchro with it, not having to worry about the not being able to attack. And the last monster, one Cyber Dragon. It's kind of explains itself. Only one because I wanted the space for other things. Also, it leaves less opportunity for the opponent to go into Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon on you and reverse your own play, which I've seen happen oh so many times. Anyway, onto the magic now. But single Book of Moon, only because they won't let us have more. Limiter removal. It's a deck full of machines. What more do you want? Allure of Darkness. I run probably 5 or 6 dark monsters, so having an Allure in there just kind of made a lot of sense. Double Karakuri Cash. Now this is the rotor or the e-call, emergency call card. I only run 2 because I wanted the space for other things, of course, but also it needs a Karakuri monster on the field before I can use it, so it kind of dampens it down a bit, unfortunately. Single Monster Reborn because they won't let us have any more. Single Pot of Avarice because I found 2 was taking up too much space in my deck. Double Karakuri Anatomy. This is the 6 Samurai United out of the deck, so it's great to have at least 2 or 3, just for the extra draw power. Single Dark Hole, because they won't let us have any more, and double MST, because they won't let us have 3. Damn this ban list. Anyway, onto the traps now, though. This should interest you if you've seen my deck before. I've got a single Mirror Force. It's just a bit of a staple, really. Double Bottomless, another good reason. Now, I've got double Trap Stun. This is to still keep up with the fact that I was running decrees, and if I'm going to push for an OTK, I can instantly flip Trap Stun, which whittles all their choices of what they can do to me down to probably Forbidden Lance. They could probably flip on a Ninishi, maybe, or a Book of Moon to stop one of my synchros. That's about all they can do if I've flipped Trap Stun on them. Okay, it stuns my traps as well, but as you'll see from the rest of the lineup, which is Solemn Judgment and Compulsory Evac, my traps don't really rely on much happening in my turn, unless they activate an effect, but you see my point. Anyway, that's the trap lineup. Let me know what you think of the deck in the comment section below. Any help you have for me is much appreciated. Just constructive criticism only, please. I don't want to have to get into arguments with trolls over things. Yeah. Anyway, onto the Synchro deck. Black Rose Dragon, Colossal Fighter, Red Dragon Archfiend, Stardust Dragon, Brionac, and Ancient Fairy Dragon. They're sort of my staples. Not so much Ancient Fairy, but that guy is an absolute 6 Samurai killer. You whip that out against a 6 Samurai deck and they can't do squat against you. At least for a few turns, and by that time you've already whittled them down to about 500 life points. Other than that, 3 Steel Shogun and 3 normal Shogun. I run 3 of each because I do synchro into them a lot, and it's always great just to have backup, because if one of them gets destroyed then you've still got 2 more in your extra deck, so it just helps out a lot. And this is my side deck. I run triple Consecrated Light, but they're all Super Saiyan Consecrated Light, 1, 2 and 3. Yeah. But no, the perfect anti-dark card, which, you know, in the current meta there is so much darkness, it's crazy. Single Gotham's Emergency Call, only because X-Saber decks aren't that prominent anymore, but it's still good to have that against them, as it's a damn good card. 1 Torrential Tribute. Shout out to Sparkos97 for the sign-free Torrential, which was great. Single Divine Wrath helps out against all those decks with a nasty effect. It can help out against Six Samurais, against Herald of Perfection, all those sort of big things that have nasty effects that you want to stop. Double Dust Tornado for anything that plays any sort of card that hangs around for a while. Sort of any field cards or any macro decks to get rid of their Macrocosmos and D-Fishers, etc. Triple Rivalry of Warlords. Now I run this because I run 3 because it runs great in my Karakuri deck, simply because they're all machines, and Rivalry forces each player to select to send monsters to the graveyard until they control only one type of monster, and each player can only control one type of monster. So while I'm fine sitting there with all my machines, the opponent could be screwed over if they're running Tengu Plant or something other than that variant. It's just a great card anyway. Light Imprisoning Mirror, because with the uprise of agents and other light monsters, it was great just to have one around, just in case anything did happen with them. And especially as the only light monster I run is Ancient Fairy Dragon, and Cyber Dragon possibly, but Cyber Dragon's not affected by Light Imprisoning Mirror. Anyway, next one, Ally of Justice Quarantine. It's a great card because not only is it a dark level 4 machine monster, so it works well with Salvo, but it also says that neither player can special summon light monsters. So that again, it's anti-meta for light types, which is just brilliant, because not only that, but it works well with Salvo, so I can go into another Synchro if need be. So all is good. And the last couple, 2 Kinetic Soldier. The 2 Kinetic Soldier are just anti-Six Samurai mainly, just because even though Six Samurai aren't as prominent as they used to be, because people are finding more ways around them, it's still a big threat, and I know a couple of my friends still play it, so it's good to have a couple of these around. Sorry. But anyway, that's my deck list and my side deck and everything. So yeah, comment below with any suggestions you have. Check out my trade binder also. It's the first video on my channel as you go onto there. So yeah, other than that, take care YouTube.